you smiling about? I forgot there was a mom.
Oh god, this really depressing house.
His mother is a pair of shoes.
So there's 3 shoes. I'm gonna guess mom, dad, and Mamoru. A, the cabinet's impossibly small.
That could lead into a hole in the wall. That could be where their, like, hot water heater is or something.
Potentially. B, their entryway is 3 doors in a hallway. There's no turns left or right.
There's east, west, and Dennis.
This is not how you build houses.
It could be a weird Japan thing. They gotta be more compact with their apartments.
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think this is somebody just wanted to draw an entryway and didn't think about it too hard, because this is probably going to be the only time we ever see this entryway.
I remember seeing a labyrinth and a point-and-click adventure that looked like this.
It looks a little like a labyrinth.
Yeah, like it was a Lost Woods scenario where it was just rooms and rooms and rooms.
And some real, like, poor wallpaper in here, I gotta be real. Like, it's supposed to be flowers, but it's kind of just
faded.
Depressing.
Yeah, well, there's a color palette to this game that is a little bit more subdued.
The ceiling and the floor are the same color.
Not quite. One of them is more purple than the other.
I don't know, there's just something about this room that terrifies me. This looks like the beginning of a horror game.
Or a really weirdly stylized high-res Yume Nikki. Like, each of these doors goes into a different dream.
Yeah. Today, as always, I arrive at home after walking Sachi to her house. After watching Sachi walk to her house.
Watching Saki.
And I run into my mom, who seems to have come out to check the mail. Oh, nothing. Is my face betraying what I'm thinking? I try to put on a more neutral expression as I reply.
You've been getting up so early these past few weeks, having fun at school? Do you have a girlfriend?
Something like that. It's not like we've actually been planning to meet up in the morning. We just keep getting lucky, I guess. But yes, it does mean that I've been getting to school earlier than I used to. The main reason I'm leaving early is that I hate to let the chance to meet Sachi in the morning slip away. The fact that it's to put a stop to my habit of being late is just a nice side effect.
Oh, my.
I thought she was going to pry into my school life, but the mail seems to have caught her attention first. She scans the envelopes and eventually stops on one, separating it from the others. She reads it and after a moment finally sighs. What's wrong?
I won tickets to a private showing of a new movie, but it's on the same day that we plan to visit some of your father's relatives, so I can't go.
I'm gonna take the Cyclops to a 3D movie.
But then shouldn't we also be at Dad's family's place?
Nah, we don't gotta go. We don't have that responsibility.
Somehow.
A private showing? You really hit it big.
Well, I do enter a lot of those kinds of drawings. Oh, is this my mom?
Yeah, maybe.
Rest in peace. She, as a semi-hobby, semi-almost job, entered every sweepstakes possible and actually won some decent stuff sometimes.
Filling out entries to those prize lotteries is my mom's hobby.
Called it.
She systematically scans the web and fills out everyone she finds.
There's entire forum communities of people who fill out sweepstakes.
She actually wins quite a few of those private showings, so my dad and I accompany her to them pretty often.
We got a trip to Disneyland once.
Yeah. You said you had plans for that day? When is it? You usually do everything you can to go to those shows.
It's this Sunday afternoon. These sneak peeks are usually on weekday nights, but not many people go on Sundays.
Yeah, you can actually, if you go to a theater, if you see people standing out front with, like, clipboards, typically, if they're not trying to get you to sign for, like...
petitions.
Like a petitions or something like that. Sometimes those people are out there because they are asking, do you want to go to a sneak peek? And sometimes those are legit. Like, you can ask the people working at the theater if it's legit, and they'll tell you, and most of the time it's not a sweepstakes, it's just write your name and go for free.
Do they, like, ask your opinion on the movie?
Yeah,
afterward?
that's the only
Okay.
downside, is that they'll give you a paper after you go and see the movie, which sometimes can be a, like, big, like, box office release that you can see 6 months ahead of time. And the only downside is that they will hand you a single form to complete when the movie's over that's like, did you like it? What did you like? Did you want this more? Do you like this less?
And they change who wins at the end based on people's reactions.
You know, sometimes they do, which is really unfortunate because that oftentimes ruins a movie.
I can't think of any examples.
Little Shop of Horrors.
I've never seen it.
Little Shop of Horrors was a movie where the original ending of the movie was that everybody loses and the villain takes over the world.
And I assume people weren't cool with that.
The original writer-director group said that they liked the concept and it worked well for the stage show that they had done. But they realized when people came out absolutely hating the movie and hating that ending specifically, that the ending of a movie is what sticks with a person the longest for the movie. Because that's the last thing you see, and it's the climax. It's whether or not you win or succeed. Or, sorry, succeed or lose, basically.
I don't know if the ending of movies is ever what sticks with me the most.
But they also just... Joe Schmo doesn't want to go into a movie where the hero dies and nothing is fixed, and it becomes a tragic tale. If it's a fun movie, you don't want it to be sad at the end.
The door at the end of the hallway is straight up to the ceiling, and the doors on the side are shorter.
Yeah.
The door on the right doesn't have a frame around it?
No, and the door on the right and the door on the left, the knobs are, like, pancaked.
Yeah, they are on the correct size. They didn't just mirror it, though.
But what they realized was that with stage shows, you can have all the actors come out at the end of the at the end of the show, and give their final bow, and you go, okay, they're still alive, and it's fine, it's a good ending. If you see a movie, they don't do that at the end. And if they don't do that at the end, it feels bad comparatively. So the original ending for Little Shop of Horrors is that the main character loses completely and is just done.
Were they intending to make a sequel?
Nope.
No? Okay.
It's based on, like, a stage play, again.
Yeah, no, but, like, you know, I don't know. There was a second Grease.
There was never... Yeah, no, they weren't planning on doing that. I think there may have been plans to do that eventually, but they never did, because it just seems like such a bad idea, I assume. Hey, can I have those tickets since you and Dad can't go?
You're coming with us to your mother's father's house. Great-great-grandpa is waiting for you.
Jesus.
Sure, I don't mind. I don't know if the movie's good or not, but I still don't want to waste the tickets.
Sorry I went off on, like, nothing, by the way.
It's okay.
Great, thanks!
Going on a date, do.
Going on a date, And that's how I got him yesterday. Lunchtime. As I eat with Tomo and Akimi, I show them the tickets for the private showing that I got from my mom.
Wow, I've never heard of that movie, but it looks fun.
Akimi is practically squealing with delight as she looks over the tickets. Oh, so now the answer to the question of which of us to invite is neither, I'm guessing. Good guess, Tomo.
Turns out that... Also, yeah, he set that up. So he set up the pin so that Mamoru could knock him down. That's fine. That he was being a slight dick, because it's like they knew it was coming. But, like, I was gonna say, it turns out it's a movie that his mom would like, so all of them would be bored.
Yeah, nobody would enjoy it. Yeah.
Huh? No way, he didn't say that.
Bad guess, Akimi.
What the heck? I totally thought I knew where you were going with this, but you're not taking us? Meaning, I want to see the movie too.
Sorry, but I've only got 2 tickets. If I invite one of you, that means I have to leave the other one behind.
Or give us your tickets.
So he's going to invite you-know-who instead.
I know who? Oh, Sachan.
Yeah, what do you think? What do we think? They're your tickets. And besides, you're the one who knows your relationship with her best. Well, whatever. Sure, go ahead and invite her. Well, I've never hung out with a girl outside of school. I'm a little nervous.
You don't hang out with Akemi after school?
Apparently not.
Oh, hold on. Hello? What about the trip we took together on the last holiday?
You're a poor replacement for a girl.
Ooh, fuck.
That's so fucking savage. What the fuck?
What's that supposed to mean?
Jeez. No, what I mean is, whenever we meet, Tomo's almost always there as well.
Well, yeah, I guess that is true.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but you're the one she knows best. We can't really give you much advice. But if you coerce her into going, she's never going to be comfortable around you again. If you plan to accompany her there, that should be enough to convince her, right?
I don't know what this weird strategic meeting is about. Just ask her. She's gonna say yes.
Well, see, he's trying to say ask her, don't force her. Because if you force her, she's gonna hate you. But if you ask her and she wants to go and you go with her, then it's fine.
It feels like this is almost a replacement for a conversation about what to do after the date where you don't want to force her into anything.
I mean... There's a lot of
like it
nuance
almost
here.
feels like they're dancing around
I'm just saying. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess I should actually find out where we're going first, though, huh?
What, the movie. Man, I guess it does make the most sense for you to take Sachi instead of us. I still feel like I'm missing out, though.
Why was it only 2 tickets for a private showing? It seems like you'd want more than just 2 people.
If it's private, you might not.
I mean, I guess.
They
I don't
want
know,
to have
though.
it a little more controlled.
Weird. Well, if Sachi ends up rejecting me, I'll hand the tickets off to you two, since at that point, I wouldn't know what to do with them anyway.
Alright, I hope that she dumps you. Huh? You sure? But you could go alone if you wanted, couldn't you?
Maybe, but But do I want to go alone? Besides, these tickets are in my mom's name. If one of the people trying to use them isn't female, they might not accept them at all. Anyway, that's all moot if Sachi agrees to come.
Can't she just, like, phone the lottery
no,
organizers?
No, because she's in Okinawa with your dad's mom's dad or whatever.
She's on vacation with her husband's wife.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I can't make the decision for you now that I have a stake in it. Do I want to see the movie or do I want the day when I finally meet Sacha to come sooner? I guess either would be good.
What about you, Tomo? If you do hand the tickets off to us, that means I have to spend the day with Akemi, which is a pretty tiring prospect.
Damn!
Then again, I can't exactly refuse your generosity. I am free that day, and going to a movie might be a worthwhile diversion.
I refuse to believe he said worthwhile diversion without being sarcastic in some way.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize you were that excited to go on a date with me, Tomo.
Look, I'll do it. But do you know how much energy it takes the average human to keep up with you?
Gross.
The two keep talking, but I think they've already forgotten what has to happen before they get the tickets. Sorry, I went cross-eyed for a second. I don't know what happened there.
You sleepy?
A little bit. Thanks for your input, guys. Anyway, I'm done with my lunch, so I'm gonna hurry up and go find Sachi. I stand up and head for the stairway. Are we gonna run into Sadakawa instead?
She's gonna try and steal the tickets.
Oh, there she is. She's still bandaged.
Ah. 2 weeks? Really?
Yeah, I guess. Must be one hell of a head wound.
She hasn't done her laundry either. Look at all of that. Oh, Mamoru-senpai.
Laundering a shirt doesn't sew it up.
Well, you'd think someone would have, like, helped her with this. Or gotten her a new one.
I mean, sure. What's up? Sachi is, yet again, sitting at the same place on the same day as when I first met her. I've been coming by day after day, and each time I leave, it seems like she's a little brighter. It's comforting.
Sooner or later, people are going to find out you guys are up here.
Hey, are you doing anything this Sunday? I get right to the point, sitting down in my own usual spot.
Sunday? No, I don't have any plans. Why do you ask?
Well, my mom wanted one of those sneak peeks for a new movie, but she can't go to it. She gave me the tickets, there's only 2, so I wasn't sure what to do with them at first, but...
What? A movie? With me? Don't you have any other friends you could invite? It's like a weird backhanded burn.
Yeah, it's not that I don't, but I don't have enough tickets for both of them. I have 2 more friends. If you refused, I was just going to give the tickets to them. But I'm asking if you want to go first.
Yes, of course.
Oh, but the movie theater...
That's my line.
Sorry.
But the movie theater is far away, isn't it?
Yeah, but we could just take a train, can't we? Or did you not want to travel too far?
I don't think she wants to go onto a train. Like, too many people. No, it's not that. Just, if we take the train, we have to pay for tickets.
Doesn't your aunt give you an allowance or something?
Not really. I've never asked for it.
Are you and your aunt on bad terms?
Is that how you say that?
Aunt?
Aunt?
Sometimes I say aunt.
Okay.
I switch back and forth.
Okay.
It depends on context.
Alright, we might have to discuss that later. I don't think she really likes me that much. Though, to be honest, I'm not really sure.
You don't know? Don't you live with her? Couldn't you ask other family members or something?
She blames you for the death of her beloved sibling who married a person with no eyes.
Oh, God.
This
I don't think that's how that
killed
works.
her. No, it's fine, really. My family... My mom got sick and died many years ago. As for my dad, I was told he left when I was very young.
Don't you feel bad now?
None of this disproves that he was a wandering eyeless
Your mom,
dude.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
The stress of incubating a hybrid was too much. Don't worry about it. It's been a long time since then. She clawed her way out like a Twilight vampire.
Well, what about your dad? You said he left?
No one ever told me what happened, but he probably left because of me. I think he must have left right after I was born. I don't have any memory of him.
Sachi's eye seems to dim as she tells me this.
Maybe he was deported back to Cyclops Island.
Maybe you shouldn't talk to this girl about this when you're trying to ask her out on a date. Just like a thought. Also, why are you asking if she has money? Just pay for her train ticket.
Yeah, it's like if she's worried, that's enough. Like she can't afford another uniform.
I mean, worst case scenario, ask your mom ahead of time and be like, "Hey, I'm taking a girl to the movies." She'll probably give you extra money.
And demand that you come back with grandchildren.
Maybe that happens sometimes. I suppose she wouldn't really remember if she was that young when he left. But I could see a little glimmer of sadness in her eye when she admitted it. ...
Dead mom feels on the stairwell. My mom didn't abandon me, though. She did her very best to raise me alone. She was a very kind mother. It was probably too much for one person to handle, though. It took too much of a toll on her body, and after that, sorry, I didn't mean to be so depressing.
No, I brought it up. I'm the one who should be apologizing. So after that, your aunt took custody of you?
Yes, that's right. Aunt Mayumi seemed to be really close with my mom. Before she died, my mom told Mayumi that she was counting on her to take care of me. That's why she adopted me. But I'm sure my aunt hates me. She just hasn't said anything. She probably blames me for her unhappiness and the death of her beloved sister. I called that.
Yeah. You must not like your aunt very much. What?
No, that's not it. I'm grateful to her for taking care of me. I just don't want to be a nuisance to her. It wouldn't be right for me to ask her for something as selfish as spending money.
Yeah, like the way that he phrased that,
like
it doesn't.
Fare.
The way he phrased that, though, that didn't make any sense. Like, oh man, your aunt's angry. You must hate her. And it's like, dude, no. Why? Why would she hate her?
She just seems depressed by her.
I see. Thanks for telling me all that.
I've never had anyone to talk to before, so thank you for listening to me.
But, I really do want to hang out with you. If you want, I can pay for the train ride and stuff.
There.
I don't mind at all.
There you go.
You should have opened with that, you fucking ass.
Yeah, and then asked her, a month down the line
and then
about
talked
her
about
tragedies.
this some other time, yeah.
No, I couldn't. I want to hang out with you too, but I have to ask Mayumi if I can first. But if you have to pay for me, we should just not go. I don't want to be a nuisance to you any more than to my aunt. For all we know, she might be, overjoyed at the idea of marrying you off to someone who will protect you from bullies.
I don't know about your aunt, but you've not been a nuisance to me at all.
But...
There's no rush. Why don't you decide after you've asked her?
Yeah, alright.
By the way, since we have to go all the way to the next town to get to the movie theater, why don't we get there early so we can just wander around a bit? The movie starts in the afternoon, so we can get lunch or something.
Okay. I suddenly feel very nervous.
She started blushing, too.
He's kind of, made a small fumble in that now they have to, have this passive sort of over politeness over who's paying for lunch.
Yeah. Well, he's inadvertently kind of indirectly asked her on a date, and I think that the Cyclops has realized this.
Yeah.
But it took a bit.
But it's not a date if she pays for herself. That's not true.
Come on, this isn't some huge event. We're just gonna have a little fun. Loosen up. That's not the right thing to say in a situation like this.
I'll try.
It's really mean. There you go. Oh, that reminds me. Do you have a cell phone? We should exchange numbers before we forget. It'll be useful in case we want to get in touch later.
Oh, yes. I carry one in case of emergencies. Is exchanging cell information one of those indirect kiss type things in Japan?
No.
Okay, just checking.
No. Do you kiss your friends?
I mean...
No.
I don't know. It's a girl, though.
The cell phone Sachi takes out is ancient, but she fumbles with it awkwardly. It's really plain, too. Not a single sticker or anything. Not even one of those silly straps.
She's got one of them old Boost Mobile Sidekick flip phones. I don't know. Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah, she's got a Nokia N-Gage. Yeah. Sure.
How do I do this?
I think you have to press this. She must not use it much. In fact, it looks like she barely knows how to use it at all. I guess that worked.
Thank you.
Come to think of it... Oh, no, that's you. God damn it.
So, you want to switch?
No, that's fine. Okay. Do your thing.
Come to think of it, what's the movie about?
Oh, right. I should have told you before. It's some movie from Germany.
Huh.
It doesn't look like it's some huge adventure. More like a drama, I guess. The story's pretty light, so maybe it's more like comedy. I take the flyer that came with the tickets out of my pocket to show her.
You worked in a theater. What's Germany like?
I don't know.
Do they have like a typical film genre kind of thing going on?
You don't get German movies in an American theater.
I don't know. Sometimes you get subtitled European artsy shit. No?
No. You get them only during Oscars season if they've been put up for Oscars, or on the very, very rare occasion that a production firm has decided that they want to make an American release for a foreign movie, which is very rare. You get maybe one every year, if not one every 2 years.
So you don't know anything about general German movie stuff?
I know nothing about movies from other countries.
Okay, and you know stuff about movies from Japan.
Only slightly.
I know that the open season sequels were apparently really popular in Russia.
Good. Okay, read your line.
Oh, that looks interesting.
I've never seen it, so I can't tell you if it's interesting or not.
Are subtitles easier or harder to keep track of when you have one eye?
I don't know. I assume they'd be fine. They're probably exactly the same.
Okay.
You don't really need two eyes to keep track of subtitles. They're a two-dimensional concept.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
When you watch a subtitled movie, don't you keep one eye on the words and one eye on the movie?
No, because it's not how that actually works.
I thought we were both chameleons.
Keep going. Jesus.
Even going to a movie theater is exciting. I've only ever seen movies on TV.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Well, a private showing isn't something you can just go to any time. It's not at a regular movie theater, and after it's over, you have to fill out a questionnaire.
But that also sounds exciting. People will care what I think.
Paperwork!
Someone asks me how I feel and I get to respond.
I'm glad you think so, then. The bell chimes as lunch period ends. Oops, looks like we need to get going. I'll ask... Oh, God damn it!
I was just gonna let you do it.
The moment I get to Aunt, I realize... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oops, looks like we need to get going. I'll ask my aunt about the movie when I get home.
Alright, great. I'll see you later.
We might be about at the point of giddiness where it's time to conclude.
Yeah, maybe. The next day, I've got a lot on my mind as I'm walking to school along the route Sachi always takes. Hopefully, Sachi's talked to her aunt about coming to hang out with me. I wonder what her aunt will say. Sachi doesn't seem to think she likes her very much. Sachi's covered in wounds, but her aunt didn't seem concerned about it in the slightest when I met her. Maybe Sachi's right. Actually, I did kind of get the impression. She seemed really cold, although I can't really judge her based on the tiny amount of contact I've had with her, so I don't really know if that's really how she is. If her aunt did say it was okay, Sachi will naturally refuse, but I still want to take her out, even if I have to force her to let me pay for her train
Don't
ticket.
use the word force at any point in this date, dude.
If her family isn't supporting her, then that's all the more reason for me to do so.
Overstepping a
A
little.
little bit.
You're not married yet.
I mull these things over as I walk, staring at the passing pavement beneath me without looking up.
Good morning, Mamoru-senpai.
I look up to see Sachi standing before me. Oh, good morning, Sachi.
Something wrong?
Nothing. I wasn't looking where I was going, so you surprised me. I'm really sorry. I'm used to having to catch up with her. This is the first time I've heard her call out from behind me. She seems happy to see me.
I was wondering if I'd see you while I was walking. My aunt said it was okay for me to spend the day with you, senpai. She even said she'd pay for the train and lunch. Oh, she's super happy that this kid has friends.
That's great.
It's like, thank God she's out of the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was preparing for the worst. This is a little unexpected.
I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of which, I heard the movie is actually based off a German novel. We continue chatting about the movie, what we'll do that day, and other little things until we arrive at school. Sachi seems to be more excited about this than I thought she'd be. She doesn't even know that much about the town we're headed to.
I used to work in a library. I know almost nothing about German literature. I want to say the original book of the Neverending Story was German, but I could be remembering wrong. But I will recommend, just, because I brought it up, the original novel for Neverending Story. Obviously, I've only read the English version. It is actually really good.
Yeah. I've heard good things about it, mostly from you, though.
Yeah, I think the guy tried to sue the production company of the movie to get his name taken off of it because he didn't like it. Although I could be thinking of some other movie.
So I think now would be a pretty okay time to call it
we'll
an
come
end.
back to the date.
Yeah, we'll come back and we'll do the date, and then we'll continue with this game. I get the feeling that we're probably only going to get one more session out of this.
I'm guessing we're going to have the date, and either Sadakawa shows up on it, or we get an entire next chapter where we, toss her in a dumpster or something.
Okay, let's not advocate anger or violence.
I didn't
on
say it was violent. I'm just saying he picked her up and put her in the dumpster. I'm
just saying, I am hoping that there is a peaceful outcome to that situation. I know there probably won't be, but I'm hoping.
I don't think he's actually going to lay hands on her. She's an underclassman, she's a girl, and this is clearly something where we're going to get one or two little bits about why she's doing what she does.
Yeah.
And maybe be... Like, I don't think it's gonna happen because that would imply that there would eventually be choices to make in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still kind of holding out for it being like a weird love triangle thing where she's aggressively trying to cuck Sachi.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it is, but like I'm holding out a hope because that would be interesting.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
Have a good night. Happy Waifu Month continues.
Waifu months.